Sports Special. And welcome to John Forbes, our sports expert.
Hello, Eric, and good afternoon to all our sports fans.
Well, John, which sport are you going to talk about today?
Today, I'd like to talk about rugby.
Fantastic! I'm a real rugby fan. I think it's a really exciting sport. John, a question. Where did rugby start?
Well, you know, Rugby is a town in England near Birmingham.
Yes?
There's a famous school there called Rugby School. It's one of the oldest schools in England. It opened in 1567. Anyway, boys at this school started the game.
Really? And where is rugby played today?
It's played all around the world, but there are 8 main countries. These are Ireland, Wales, England, Scotland, France, Australia, New Zealand and South Africa. And it's becoming more popular today in Italy and Argentina.
Who plays rugby?
Mainly men, but there are more and more women's teams.
Really? Women? That's a surprise.
That's right. There are more than 400 women's teams in England today.
I see. John, can you explain to our viewers how to play rugby?
Of course. Remember, rugby is very different from soccer. The ball's oval like an egg. There are 15 players in a team and the players can carry the ball. In fact, the aim is to run fast with the ball in your hands.
And what about a tackle? What's that?
To stop a player of the opponent's team running with the ball, you tackle him. You catch his legs and pull him to the ground.
That sounds dangerous.
Yes, it can be. There are lots of injuries in rugby. It's a very physical game.
And how do you score?
Well, you run with the ball and put it down on the ground at the opponent's end of the pitch. Of course, your opponents do everything they can to stop you from reaching their end of the pitch. You score a try if you cross the try line and put the ball down on the ground. You can also score points by kicking the ball between the 2 goalposts. The goalposts are very high. If you do this, you score a goal.
So, there are tries and there are goals.
That's right.
Just one more question. What are scrums?
Scrums are special to rugby. Players from the 2 sides push against each other to try to get the ball.
Scrums sound dangerous too.
Yes, they can be dangerous, but it's fun. You know, I used to play rugby.
Really?
Yes, but I injured my shoulder and had to stop. I just watch now. Well, I sometimes watch a game on Saturday afternoons. How about coming along?
Sure.
How about next weekend?
Great. Okay. Thank you, John. Goodbye. And goodbye to all our sports fans. See you next week for another edition of Sports Special. So, like in football, the group of players that play rugby together is called a team. In rugby, it's called a rugby team, and there are 15 players in a team. The players are called rugby players. Where do they play? On a rugby pitch. We also say a football pitch, which is where football players play football, and a cricket pitch, where cricket players play cricket. When we go to watch a rugby match, we go to a rugby ground. Well, as John said, rugby can be dangerous. In fact, there are lots of injuries in rugby. An injury is when you hurt or damage a part of the body. If a player has a serious injury, then he cannot play. To injure is a regular verb. For example, if you break your arm, you say, "I injured my arm." Why is rugby so dangerous? Well, it's a very physical sport. This means you use your body a lot, and there is a lot of contact with the other players. When a player tackles, he stops a player from the other team by pulling him to the ground. This is called a tackle. To tackle is the verb. The aim of a tackle is to get the ball. You can tackle in football too, but you can only use your feet to get the ball. In rugby, you use your whole body. What about a scrum? This is a term specific to rugby. A scrum is when all the players push against each other to get the ball. As John explained, in rugby, there are two different ways of scoring. To score means to win a point for your team. You score a try when the ball touches the ground. You score a goal when you kick the ball between the two goal posts. Well, sports fans, that's all we have time for today. See you next time.